Is the Tampa Bay housing market finally shifting, or are sellers still in control? The June numbers are officially out, and today I'm breaking down exactly what's happening with both single family homes and condos, townhomes, and villas. If you're thinking about buying, selling, or just keeping an eye on your home's value here in the Tampa Bay area, you're going to want to watch this because there are some important trends that could impact your next move. Let's dive into the latest market update. Let's start with detached single family homes because this market continues to show impressive strength. Compared to June of last year, new listings increased by about 4%, giving buyers a few more options than before. However, active inventory actually dropped nearly 10%. That's a very important statistic because it tells us that although more homes are coming onto the market, they're also continuing to sell at a pace that's keeping inventory relatively tight. Pending sales increased 3%, while closed sales were essentially flat, down less than half of 1%. Months of inventory now sits at 3.1% compared to 3.4% last year. Generally speaking, anything under 4 or 5 months still leans towards the seller's market. Now let's talk pricing. The median sales price climbed to $435,130, which is a 2.4% increase over last year. That's another indication that home values continue to move upwards despite higher mortgage rates. Homes are selling for approximately 95.9% of their original asking price, slightly better than last year. About 26% of all homes sold above asking price, which means roughly 1 out of every 4 sellers received full price or even multiple offers. Homes are taking a little longer to sell, with the median days on market increasing from 39 to 42 days, but that's still a relatively healthy pace. One interesting trend is that over half of all closed sales had at least one price reduction, but those reductions were actually smaller than they were last year. Sellers are also helping buyers more often. Nearly 49% of all sales included seller-paid concessions, with a median concession of over $10,000. The good news, failed listings dropped to 24.3%, showing that correctly priced homes are continuing to find buyers. Now let's switch over to the condo, townhome, and villa market because we're seeing a very different story. This segment is becoming much more active. New listings jumped almost 10%, pending sales increased over 8%, and closed sales surged nearly 15% compared to last year. That's a very healthy increase in activity. Inventory also declined just over 5%, bringing months of supply down from 6.4 months to 5.3 months. While that's an improvement, condos still offer buyers significantly more negotiating power than detached homes. The median sales price rose modestly to $273,745, up 1.8% year over year. However, buyers are negotiating much more aggressively. Homes are selling for about 91.4% of their original asking price, down from last year. Median days on market climbed to 79 days, which is nearly twice as long as detached homes. Almost 64% of condo sales required a price reduction, and the average reduction increased to 10%. That's a pretty clear signal that pricing matters tremendously in today's condo market. Seller concessions remain common here as well, with about 1/3 of all transactions including seller assistance averaging just over $6,100. One encouraging sign is that failed listings declined to 38.4%, meaning more sellers are adjusting to today's market and pricing their homes appropriately. So what does all this mean? Here are the biggest takeaways from June's numbers. First, more listings are coming onto the market across nearly every property type. Second, inventory remains lower than it was 1 year ago, which continues supporting home values. Third, detached homes remain a seller's market. If your home is priced correctly, prepared well, and marketed professionally, buyers are still competing for quality properties. Fourth, the condo and townhome market is improving, but buyers remain extremely selective. Pricing mistakes are much more expensive in this segment because buyers have more choices. And finally, the market is rewarding realistic sellers. Homes that hit the market at the right price are selling. Homes that are starting too high are sitting longer, requiring price reductions, larger concessions, and tougher negotiations. If you're thinking about selling in the next 6 to 12 months, this market is telling us one thing loud and clear. Pricing strategy has never been more important. The days of simply putting a sign in the yard and expecting multiple offers are becoming less common. Today's buyers are educated. They're watching every new listing, comparing prices, and they're willing to wait if something feels overpriced. That's why having an accurate price strategy and strong marketing plan can make a huge difference in both your final sales price and how quickly your home sells. If you're curious what your home is worth in today's market, I'd be happy to put together a personalized home value report with recent comparable sales specific to your neighborhood. Just reach out using the information below, and I'll send one over. No pressure and no obligation. And if you found this market update helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you can know every month what's happening in the Tampa Bay market, so you can make informed decisions whether you're buying, selling, or simply staying informed. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.